Both these teams staring at the abyss. Coming into this, they need to win 2 matches in a row, Yummy. And it is the most difficult of situations to be in. But the good news is that compared to the other side of the bracket that we are seeing played over on the B stream, twitch.tv/RL Esports, you do get to go into that round 5 game with the momentum, with the win, should you get past this.
And maybe a short history between these two teams. With Renegades and FURIA, the only time that Sam have versed each other before, Sam and OC have versed each other before when FURIA was low-key in the last event, and it went all the way to Game 5.
Both these teams desperate to represent their region well, desperate to represent themselves well, get them through to the top 8. Oh, what a shot, Card! Smashes it through!
Over the top of Renegades as well, the team that deemed him King Card, and we might even see Jester CJ as FURIA get off the mark well.
Can't really start much better than that. Hit it as clean as you like. Almost managed to buckle our crossbar if it managed to hit it even that much better. Kami looking to go for the chase. Did hear CJ talking about how he expects the speed. It's been the worst kept secret about South American Rocket League for the longest time. You know the speed is there, but you still got to deal with it.
But for Renegades, they like playing against the faster teams. In fact, part of their struggles against some of the lower teams in OC has been not being able to play fast, and that's a huge scream coming out from Renegades.
I think they're both having a competition right now. It's less about the goals and more about the decibels. CJ off the post, and Fever, this is the player that Renegades want to get going, and that is going to be a good way to do it.
They got completely swept out yesterday by their regional rivals, Ground Zero, and now they finally get a goal on the board in that first game.
One got swept out, but Torsos did not exactly give them any real confidence coming out of that. It said it was easy. Well, nothing easy about that goal. Yan finds an angle. 2-1. Defense, what's that?
You can tell how excited these guys are. As you said, the decibels being fought over. And FURIA, they are going to be dominant in the air. You can't let them get it clear like that.
Renegades, boost control, boost management. All of it needs to be on point. Cannot allow that level of advantage, and yeah, a whiff like that. I mean, it doesn't mean much right now, but you just can't let that become repetitive.
However, we've seen both of these teams play a nervous game before. Yesterday against Ground Zero, of course, Renegades played nervously, and as well, FURIA against G2, even though they took that series win in game number 5, they started missing, they started having some struggles in the midfield, getting those clean touches they've had in the rest of the tournament.
Looking for the challenge. Oh, Kami didn't even quite get contact initially. Did require some help. CJ, desperate to recover, does do exactly that. He can keep going on the charge. Wanted to find some sort of contact on the cart. Unfortunately, Jan just a little bit too elusive. Kaio pops the ball up. This is where FURIA want this game to be played. An aerial battle between the two. FURIA getting the better of it so far. Over to the far side. Card pops it, looking for the backboard one more time. FURIA just backing down, looking to maintain some boost advantage and see if Renegades will give them a mistake.
They played that very relaxed. They didn't want to push too hard. And I think that's great signs for FURIA. Sometimes they have over-aggressed. This time, they're just trying to keep the ball in that Renegades half. You can see at the moment, Fever's the one struggling to boost as Kaio gets his center. A chance here for Jan, but there's not going to be a follow-up. Renegades still on the defense for a long time.
Finally, they get the mistake that allows them an opportunity to leave. Half the game gone. 2 goals to 1 for FURIA. They've started off fantastically. Kami, where's the support? There it is. CJ off the backboard. They're going to need a third player. And in situations like that, you just need a shot on target, something to disrupt FURIA, because that was 2 players used, a lot of boost used, and FURIA could just sit there and watch.
The Renegades, they've had one of the worst shot accuracies of anyone across this event so far. It's just sitting over the top of 10%. They've got less than 1 goal a game, so increasing their average just in this first one. They've struggled with their shots on LAN.
Good block. CJ hesitates for a moment, sets up, pop, over the top of one, and unfortunately not able to get it past the second. Now he goes and looks over to the help that he's got. Fever!
Fever!
Unreal, my friend!
How does he find that angle? He's found the backboard, and he's found the net!
And he's found that second goal that Renegades so desperately needed, in some style, don't mind you. Well, I was wondering whether or not we would see some mistakes that would lead to goals. Not for that one. The only mistake was being on the same server as Fever.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fever's woken up, and oh no, CJ's missed one. Not too surprising considering CJ has got a reputation for missing open nets, but it was one that he needed to seize.
Everyone at home, Yummy's the one that's allowed to take digs at CJ. I'll be sitting here just watching and nodding my head.
FURIA as well over on the other side. I mean, this team, it just reminds me of my favorite team of all time, the Chiefs Season 6 run all the way to 4th place. This is the true super team, the 3 best players in SAM.
Kami looks for the step. CJ! Sat right where he needed to be. Goal poach or not, it was needed.
I cannot believe it. Kami with the double off the corner, but it was a overcommit from FURIA. Renegades being given the opportunity here in game 1.
FURIA looked calm when they had the lead.
Yeah.
But it's when... Oh, nice. Okay, I like that. Where we got next, over to the far side, CJ. I don't think I've ever seen CJ pre-jump something that early. I think he's seen that one before. Will now be called in, couldn't find the infield pass. But at the same time, his team's not the one that needs the goals. Faked out. It's going to be a bit too high to start with. Fever. Back over to CJ, who's got to buy his team some time. That's 2 players for absolutely nothing. FURIA can work with this. Kaio! 3 each. 30 seconds left on the clock.
A little bit of mess, a little bit of chaos, and FURIA, that is their home. They've found the goal. Kaio had 2 defenders to beat, and it was easy for him.
It's the small mistakes, Yummy. We saw the corner play. We saw CJ get no contact on it. And whilst it looks small at the time, just how quickly that blows the defense completely open, especially against a team as lethal as FURIA.
Renegades have been so good on the defense. I mean, that's been their problem throughout the last few years. This season, the defense is where it stepped up. However, on land, when the nerves are getting there, I think that's where they're going to fall apart earliest.
Card settles it down. That needed to be a very quick jump if FURIA were to score from there. Where's that bouncing to? It's one of the more forgiving ones that Renegades could have seen. Still hasn't touched the floor just yet. FURIA will keep playing this as long as they were allowed. Overtime in game number 1.
Ice in the veins here for FURIA, but overtime tests everyone. Fever was looking for the solo play. Doesn't quite beat that last defender, but you can see it's a potential goal as CJ now finds the pass across the Fever as well. Saved out again by FURIA.
Oh, the beat on the upcoming challenge. FURIA wanted to find a counter-attack. Still in a very good position to create some sort of magic. That drops. Kami not only wins the race, but he's got the pass. Fever misses it.
Oh.
Second chance, he misses it as well. And for the brilliance that we got from him earlier on, that was a gimme.
He's absolutely caked it. It's his first LAN. Fever is meant to be the hero of OCE. And that is not a good look in. CJ, though, he could finish it off. A card now comes through as the hero for Sam.
Fever wanted to try and redeem himself. Ends up not being quite quick enough. Good fake from CJ. Can he find the set? Kami over, but it was far too far away from the net. I like the idea. The ball just didn't settle.
This is going to be worrying for me if Renegades do lose. Mentality-wise, it's going to be in the dumpster if you fail to win after that close opportunity. FURIA is given a second life and may be able to take the wind out of the Renegade sails right in this game.
And even despite that, we said how Fever is the one they wanted to get the goals on. Give him that momentum, give the confidence over to him. That play instantly just wipes that out. Oh, card bumped. Renegades have been the better team, so in this overtime. Fever in field. Kami's got a lot of work to do, decides to set himself up for the double, leaves it for CJ! Unreal communication! And Renegades have got the OT!
They have done this against all odds, against everyone's predictions. No one believes in Renegades here. And in 1 minute 45, they take the overtime.
We wouldn't exactly call it ice in the veins, but it was lukewarm at the very least. Renegades, enough opportunities to put it past the net. And I do have to completely agree with you, Yummy. The Renegades needed that one. After you've done so much, if you had to fight so hard To then drop it in that fashion would have been devastating.
Still falling down on that shot accuracy overall, but FURIA as well. They had a lot of shots, couldn't find their way past that Renegades defense. So we're starting to see a little bit of an evolution from the South American and Oceanic teams, the newer regions who are looking to get into that top 8 and secure more spots at Worlds.
There's so much going on right now. I almost completely forgot about that as well. But yes, you get yourself that top 8, you give yourselves more of an opportunity at getting more of your region over to the World Championships. That feels so far away, but it will creep up very, very quickly. Renegades look calm. They're a bit sick and tired of being the second OCE team. They want to make their statement.
Something I'm finding very interesting about Renegades too is throughout the season, they've been looking to play a very calm play without the pop-offs, without the excitement. I think the LAN is just getting to them. They have been screaming more than anyone else.
How did FURIA respond from here? They look solid, but in a bit of a way, it was also a bit of a departure from their typical play style. There's a backboard miss. There's a shot miss. Well, it's been a messy series, usually the more entertaining of the styles, and Fever kind of adding to it. Gives us a little bit of a freestyle just from the wheel.
I think this is the series that you wanted to cast, Shogi. We've got messy play from both ends, and now Yan has found top corner.
Oh, just a brilliant shot right into the top corner. Take a look at this. There is no angle that South American Rocket League players will not go for. If it is in that side of the field, it is a shot opportunity.
We've seen that from Yan in particular multiple times yesterday, outpacing Chicago to find a top corner shot of his own. And this is the danger here for Renegades. If they can't get some counterattacks going, they can't get out of defense quickly, we'll find more shot opportunities for FURIA.
FURIA, for me, it's about what they're doing off the ball when they're in defense. I think they're doing a decent enough job, but they're not giving themselves any options. This is significantly better to me. Leave someone in the midfield. You've got players that are this prolific at redirect plays as, all right, maybe not quite helping my point there, Kyle, as the backboard miss comes through. But if you've got these players that are so good at redirecting, have that option there, blast the ball towards them. It's a much easier way to escape than trying to air dribble past a very stout Renegades defense.
It does take a lot of confidence, though, to push somebody forward on LAN into a position where you're now leaving your two teammates further back. And even though that is the right play, it can be a big mental block for these teams. And we are seeing on the other side, Renegades playing a lot more spread out than we normally see, playing it very safe. And interestingly enough, it's leading to them getting into these positions where they're looking for more solo plays than usual.
Army, backboard set up. The cavalry doesn't arrive for a little while, but still play on. Army dodges away. Demo on the back line. Kyle gone at least for now, but that doesn't matter because Yan, he's hitting bangers after banger! Kyle sets him up, and there is the knockdown.
Somebody stop this man, because Renegades can't. Yan's got another one, and that's 2-0 now for FURIA.
Well, I want them downfield. I think he's more than capable of that.
Oh no, he's listening to Shogi. Normally that's a mistake, but it's working out beautifully for somebody as mechanical as Yan, somebody so good at striking. And you can see again, he's already in the face of Renegades.
Last time any of these teams took any of my advice, we saw the Monkey Moon and I believe extra double commit yesterday. So there's definitely a little bit of a scale there in terms of how often it's worked.
I try and just block out anything you say, but sometimes you come out with an absolute perler. FURIA having a perler of a game. They have been finding this opening on the Renegades defenses.
It's been a little bit messy at times. I know you often don't want to give full credit to CG, but FURIA have looked exactly how he expected them to, where the offense, crystal clean, as we might get yet another one, and defensively, FURIA have had some mishaps.
Over on the other side, though, we're looking at mistakes from Renegades too, and in particular looking at Kami, who is probably the most consistent player.
Oh, that was the only place! There was one car right there! The entire rest of the goal was open! You could have put it middle, top left, top right, just don't put it right there!
could have even hit the backboard and there probably would have been a follow-up shot. At least he makes up for it. Finally, CJ getting on the board.
Yeah, the scream from the background. That was more of a relief more than anything else. There you go, CJ, right there. That was the place you wanted it first time around.
I'm surprised there wasn't a scream of pain on the first one. I've seen some misses coming out from CJ that would flabbergast anyone, and still I've been surprised by the fact that he had an entire net to hit.
Back to your point that you were making earlier on, I do agree. Renegades have had mistakes in them. It's just been almost random of sorts. You can't really designate it as an offensive mistake, a defensive mistake. It's just, why didn't you hit that very well?
It's been insane to watch, and to give credit to CJ, that's kind of part of his style. He's so chaotic. He's so willing to go for boost steals, for bumps, for demos, and play really close that it catches the opponents off guard, but it's also causing him to rush at certain periods of time, as well as Fever. He's found the shot. That should be in. Fever snuck it by.
Everybody gave so much respect to CJ, gets the second touch, and it wipes out two players. Jan just lands, and unfortunately, the ball landed on him.
FURIA have struggled a lot when they're stacking the net like this. And you can tell when you're on nervous land pressure, you end up double committing if you're so close like that.
It's a team that wants to go full pelt all the time. And when you are stuck in that position, there's no real range of motion for your car to work with. So CJ,
that's open.
He's not even in it. Is he going to steal it? Of course he's going to steal it.
They were 2 goals behind a second ago.
This entire series is a whirlwind, and I'd have it no other way. What are we looking at score-wise right now? Is it 8 goals Renegades, 6 goals FURIA, if my memory serves correct?
Yeah, it was a 5-4 in the last one. And, well, if you were worried about whether OC or Sam were a more defensive or offensive couple of regions, this has got to be your answer.
I don't hear any arguments to the contrary. Kami, backboard, maybe a bit too obvious. Kyle, very happy to take that away, even happier to see the ball on the other side of the field. CJ, under pressure, knows he needs to keep it away from Jan. Infield, that's so well played! And CJ had to just guide the ball away from the net.
You're looking for Card to come in on this play, and he does. Kaio's there, maybe to finish it off. It's right in front of net, off the backboard with 10 seconds left to go, but Renegades hold on.
Yeah, I knew we had to try for something, but it didn't work out. Fever stealing as much time, might even steal a goal. It's a little bit wide, but Renegades are on triple match points.
At the beginning of the day, Renegades must have got up, had their Wheat Bix, had their Vegemite, had everything, and Renegades now have put themselves in the position that nobody expected them.
We've spoken so long, and I know we talk a lot about how much of a personality that the Renegade squad have got. But this is the moment where, you know, behind the scenes, off the camera, they are sick and tired of being the content team for OC. Fantastic, we're here. We'll watch the other squad go and do well, and we'll kind of just be out of it. This is their opportunity right now, Yummy, to not be that team, but to be true contenders.
I was not expecting this whatsoever, and I don't think the players were too, but we'll find out, because Orb is on the sidelines. He's going to give us an update on how this match is going.
So I can't see Yummy right now. I just want to see how big is his smile. Can anybody just report back to me how big this man is smiling right now? Renegades up 2-0 in this very, very important series. And we, once again, from the Swiss Abyss, we got the B stream happening as well. Sandrock, I hear, is up 2-0 to Ground Zero. So it's a lot happening. I also have G2 setting up on my left. You got Envy on my right, which is the next match coming up on the main stage. So much going on. But the question still stands right now. The most pressing question is Renegades going to close this one out and continue in the tournament? Back to you.
Orb was asking how big Yummy's smile was. That wasn't the real question right there. It was how big Yummy's eyes opened after hearing that. Mate, I'm just going to let you have this.
Ground Zero are also 2-0 up.
OC's 4-0 right now.
Guys at home, I came into this day, into this event, with realistic expectations saying, you know what, SRG are one of the best teams in the competition, and FURIA are backed to get into the top 8. We might be instantly flipping that script on both teams.
What I have loved is that the general consensus has been After all the talk that everybody's had for the last 2 years, everybody was wrong. We had 2 years to get it right, and nobody was.
I love it. I love Rocket League, I love Sonics, and I love OCE. They're currently 1 game away in both series from moving to that next big stage.
Fever looking to keep that feel-good energy for OCE going.
Oh no, we got the update, and we've misheard from Orb.
Oh no.
It's the other way around. They're to expectations. Maybe not get too excited next time, Yummy.
They're a Sandrock duo. Yeah.
That's more par for the course.
That would potentially put both the OCE teams into round 5 should things stay as they are. FURIA aren't too happy with that idea. They'd be very content with being the party poopers.
CJ's looking really good in the air too.
That's
Some of
just
those
in.
dribbles, but that's in. Another angle from Yan.
And it's the same player every single time. Yan happy to stick around, be the player for the redirects. And when it keeps working, no point to change. This is now on Renegades to start spotting.
Yan is such a gorgeous player too. His angles, always on point. He's finding top corner. He's finding it before even somebody from Renegades has the chance to go up and compete for it.
That's a corner shot that they can take. Right back over to Card. Wanting the drop down pass back to Yan. That one was Yan trying to rotate back out. So, Renegades have been in this position quite a bit. Oh, the demo ends up setting up CJ. Not going to miss that one. And I'll give CJ full credit. He's doing a brilliant job of sticking in the play. His third man positioning is on point.
He's been following up nicely, and that's communication between him and a long-term teammate. All the way back to RLCS Season 4, Kami going for that bump and following up nicely. Kami maybe even finding the other one off the kickoff, but well blocked out by FURIA.
That's not the first time Renegades have managed to put themselves with a good 1v1 position off the kickoff. Just get the cut across. It might be a bit better. 2 players needed to stop Card. And a lot of time for Yan. First touch, not very good. Second one, much better. Impeccable at just adapting the play midway through. That one's going to be too high and a very difficult shooting angle for the third man, so they're going to back down at least for now. Renegades can see round 5, maybe just a goal away.
They've already got more games than they did in the Riddle Swedish skirmish, where they got completely 4-0'd. Oh no! That's been pitched off, and Fever's going to get one end-to-end.
Roars across the field, roars from Renegades, and they might be roaring their way through to the next round. Of all ways to concede for FURIA, that is one of the more painful.
It just looked like frustration there from Card. You don't normally see someone go that desperate to try and make a goal happen. Card pushed forward, created a pinching opportunity for Renegades, and it may end up biting FURIA.
CJ struggling in the corner. Half the game left to play. Renegades gonna prove our desk entirely wrong. There's more 50-50 from you at home. And even that is not something that they're too happy with. Card, where is his support? There's no one there. Yan will have something, and that is Kaio. That's usually a good support to have. Flip reset. Free jump from Yan as well. So it's a big dive in Kaio. Is there anyone going to go back in time? The shot, not good enough. But is it frustration or desperation? Either or, it's not good for FURIA.
It has been a trouble to watch. That double commit and the follow-up. All 3 members committing for what only needed to be 1 member of FURIA. Kaio, you can trust him to make those flip resets. Card, you can trust him to get the shots, but Fever blocks him out.
And Renegade's can afford to put more players behind the ball. FURIA, for me, they've got to look for the infield. That's going to be available. Renegades do like to group up on the backboard, on the goal line. Fever, what a goal this could be! Set up! And Kami playing the clock so well. Didn't go for a shot where it could potentially ricochet into a bad position for his team. Card. Phenomenal catch, but he didn't find the reset.
They've had so much control. They're looking really good, but they need a goal within the next minute. FURIA starting to fall behind, and you can see Renegades very experienced. Long-term roster in terms of CJ and Kami in World's Experience. They're playing this beautifully, keeping one person on the ball at all times.
Jan. Oh,
Great
the
bomb.
Kaio and Fever. Right where he had to be. 40 seconds and Fever. So good with these transitional plays. Daring anyone to challenge him. Furia do not want to be here right now. Want the challenge, want to find the orange side of the field.
Card is trying to clear it out, working Furia into that offensive zone. This is where they're dangerous. This is where they could score. Card has found Jan. Jan with the demo, but now Kami's just cleaned it out. He's settled in nicely with 10 seconds left to go.
That's off the post, follow from Fever! They wanted to keep it calm, but that is the goal where finally the emotion comes out from Renegades. That has to do it.
You can't bottle up this level of emotion. Renegades have got the 2-goal lead. They're 7 seconds away from getting their second ever series win at LAN.
And that is gonna do it. I just wanted to let that play out. Renegades, this means so much to them. And they have done it. We will see them again today in round 5. The first obstacle has been passed.